Dear friends, dear members of the Liberal family, greetings from Helsinki, and greetings also from our Prime Minister Juha Sipilä, leader of the Centre Party in Finland. Before becoming a minister in the Finnish government, and before stepping into politics, I was for 30 and more years an entrepreneur. I was also chairing a small foundation, a think tank called Libera in Helsinki, networking with other think tanks, looking at the importance of how we can create substance, knowledge, know-how, and competence of what it means when we are defending the freedom of trade, the freedom of individuals, the freedom of businesses and communities. I have also been honored to participate in the drafting committee on the manifesto invited to this work by Taavi Roivas. Working on that manifesto was more important maybe than the document itself. The process was a reminder on what it is that liberals stand for, what it is that unites us, and also what it means that we have to fight, and we have to fight now more than ever. Europe stands for freedom. Europe stands for opportunity. Europe stands for prosperity. And Europe was founded on those values. Freedom never comes alone, and it never comes at an easy price. It needs to be in balance, and we need to have a balance between rights and obligations. We also need to have a balance between freedom and responsibilities. Europe is about building peace. Europe is also about cooperation. Where else can you see a group of 27 countries, governments and parliaments come to agreements, make change, and implement it? That work has brought prosperity and strength to the continent as it's never had before. Europe is also about opportunity. Opportunity for education, education to foster innovation, entrepreneurial spirit to create prosperity. Europe is also about trust based on our strong foundations in human rights, the respect for the rule of law, and the belief in humanity and social inclusion. These are also the basic fundaments of a liberal movement. Liberals defend democracy, the freedom of speech, and our rights for privacy, safety, and security. Most elements in our environment, in our societies, in our governments, but also in our civil societies, in our business communities, are better today than they have been ever before. And yet we know that we stand at a crossroads. We are challenged by the change in many different ways. The change in climate that leaves us to a steady migration waves. And also we are challenged by populism to draw against democracy in ways where we have to act. These are about choices, and we can make the choice to lead. The high speed of automation, digitalization, and artificial intelligence affects our economy in unprecedented ways, bringing enormous opportunities, but also creating possibilities for us to lead in innovation, and yet also to create possibilities for ambitious use of technology, and that way benefit our societies with services that we almost thought we had lost before. But it's also important that we do empower our citizens, that we invest in lifelong education, that we build trust in constant change, and that we allow for our economies to grow and to create employment. Europe is depending on trade, and as liberals we must stand and defend free trade, fairness and openness, level playing fields that cannot be negotiable. A Europe that is diverse, open and fair is not unchallenged and must be well supported by modern structures, transparent governments, and a society of tomorrow to gain the trust that it earns by civic societies and the business communities. But we also need to look at ourselves and to lead by example. We need to show that our work matters, that we respect one another, the difference in our opinions, but that we also can come together to conclusions and that we can be united. These elections are where we decide for unity against division. Finland will hold the presidency after the 1st of July 2019. It will be the first presidency post-Brexit. It will be the first presidency after the elections. It will be a presidency that needs to bring together Europe and build a new commission, a new program for that commission. We will need in that presidency all of your support. We will need in that presidency all of the cooperation that Europe stands for. We also need to make sure that we build a program and the financial framework around it that can lead and set the tone for the next level of Europe. For that, we look to you, and for that, we hope for your support. Thank you.